Questa è l'affollatissima conferenza stampa di Azize Tan, direttore dell'Istanbul Film Festival, dei membri delle giurie in competizione e di numerosi registi dopo l'annullamento delle visioni di domenica 12 aprile per la discriminazione della censura riguardo un documentario. Sono stati così cancellati la maggior parte dei film e dei documentari in competizione nazionale ed internazionale, poi ancora la sezione Human Rights in Cinema Competition e Out of Competition, mentre quella del nuovo cinema turco ha deciso di non mostrare i suoi film durante il festival. Ma ascoltiamo Azize Tan.
Pazar günü ilk gösterilecek filmde Bakur'du. Ve Bakur durumunda da eser işletme belgesi olmayan ve kayıt tescil belgesi olmayan pek çok film vardı. Bunların arasında belgeseller, belgesellerin hiçbirinin kayıt tescil belgesi yoktu. Bunun üzerine biz de bir açıklama yapmak durumunda kaldık ve festival kapsamında gösterilecek kayıt tescil belgesi olmayan filmleri gösteremeyeceğimizi duyurduk. Ve ilk filmde dediğim gibi saat 16'da gösterilecek olan Bakur'du. Bakanlık ancak şöyle bir şeyde bulundu. Pazartesi günü başvuracak olan kayıt tescil belgesi için isteyen filmlere bu sürecin
L'ospite di oggi è il direttore della sezione Panorama qui a Istanbul, Bülent Spek, ed è anche nella giuria nazionale dei film. What's happened? Would you like to tell us what's happened in this festival?
Well, there was apparently a situation where censorship is happening in the sense that every film that is shown in the festival or in general in Turkey has to have an approval of some sorts of the cultural ministry or something like this. This is how I understand. There's several films that don't have that, and for many years it was a procedure that this was not taken too seriously. So now many films don't have this paper, but one film was picked, and because of the paper it cannot be shown. It was a film that addresses the subject matter of PKK, which is the Kurdish situation which is addressed. And so it looks very strange that only one film is picked with the subject matter like this. So the filmmakers and the festival in solidarity finally said we have to do something about this law that is not really effective and is not really used, but only sometimes, and that of course makes everyone suspicious of censorship of a higher kind. So now we have the filmmakers who withdraw their films from the competition programs, and we have also the jurors who are saying we're not going to judge on films that might pass or might not pass. And I think this is exactly the thing that a festival can do. Here everyone is concentrated. It's the industry, but it's also the artists. It's also the morale and the ethics of filmmaking, which is tested, not only the quality of films in a festival. So this would be a right moment to maybe change something to the better. So the situation has occurred that the documentary competition, of course, cannot take place because a documentary film was withdrawn by censorship, but also the other competitions have said, well, in solidarity, the international and the national, which I am part of, we have said no, in this case we cannot continue to work. The situation is of course sad, but we don't want the festival to be damaged either, because the festival is of course a very respected festival in Europe and in the world, and therefore we have to continue to discuss. I mean, the discussions will continue during the festival. The films will be shown, not all of them, but many films will be shown, so at least we can congregate and continue to deal with the subject matter that has to be dealt with.
Okay, without Golden Tulip, not for the international and not even for national, no prize. With no prize.
There will be no award ceremony, I guess,
Yes.
because there are no awards to give. So that is part of a protest that is not damaging the festival as such, but at the same time shows internationally and nationally you cannot work this way with the censorship lurking around the corner and putting your work at test.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Istanbul Film Festival con noi Rüdiger Sussland, autore e regista di Da Caligari a Hitler. What's happened today? I mean, it was really a bad day today.
Yeah, it's a very special day. There is a case of censorship. Yesterday, a film has been banned by the government, a Turkish film, a documentary on Kurdish PKK. This is an organization which has for sure some terrorist ties, left radical nationalist organization, but as well there are now peace treaty meetings between the government and the PKK, and as we know, the PKK is supported by the West in the fight against ISIS in Syria. So it's a difficult issue. And this film has been banned for obvious reasons, for censorship reasons. It's clear that the law is used by the government to install their personal political priorities, to install their power. And the Erdogan government of the AKP, this is an Islamist, democratic Islamist party, they of course tried to raise the Kurdish issue in a controversial way before the elections, which are in June, so in 2 months. And the filmmakers protest against that with the withdrawal of all the films from the documentary competition and some films of the national fiction film competition.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Il presidente della giuria internazionale qui a Istanbul, Rolf de Heer, che ha avuto l'ingrato compito di dire che il tulipano d'oro non sarà più dato né per la competizione nazionale né per quella internazionale. Ok, shall we explain why the Golden Tulip will be not given for this year?
Look, the story is complicated. There was a film that was effectively censored by the authorities, and it was a documentary. The majority of the remainder of those documentaries in that section withdrew, and that competitive section collapsed, stopped being. Then the majority of the films in the Turkish film section withdrew in solidarity and to fight censorship. And the Turkish film section, which is an important part of this festival, it too collapsed and will not be held at all. Then it was up to each jury to decide what to do, and in collaboration with our jury, we talked about it at length about what to do, and in solidarity with the festival, because the festival did not create the problem. So in solidarity with the festival, in solidarity with the authors of the film that was censored, and in solidarity with all Turkish filmmakers, we decided to withdraw from judging our section. That simply means that not that the films will not be shown, that is up to the individual authors of those films. One, I think, has been withdrawn, but it simply means that there will be no competition, and the jury will not be judging to make a competition from it.
Thank you so much.